I'm no scientist. I didn't even study biology. But this experience of living in this space, of using this space for creative activities, was even more profound as an environmentalist when I discovered it was an ecosystem that was really, there's none other like it in Grenada. So at a certain time of the year, the community really depend on this area for fishing, both for livelihoods and for food security. For the community, it's an important spot, and they too use it for recreation. This area is abundant with the mangrove that makes it a vital importance to the ecosystem of this whole terrestrial and marine space. One of the challenges we face, the main one, is the impacts of climate change. First it was the flooding, and we couldn't do anything. We could not start our tours. And then came Beryl, that destroyed the boardwalk. Is at that point, Grenada Sustainable Development Trust Fund came in and said, listen, we could help you get this restoration back. And there started this relationship.
The Caribbean Biodiversity Fund and the GSDTF, primarily our entire purpose is biodiversity conservation, environmental stewardship, and to achieve this we do so by the provision of grants to grassroots organizations in Grenada to see how we can support the national mandate for biodiversity conservation in Grenada.
We mix conservation with livelihoods, ensuring that the significance as a ecosystem was going to be properly managed to make the Ramsar site number 2034, the Levera Wetlands, and the surrounding marine space of national importance to the people of St. Patrick's and Grenada.
We have two main projects, one here on mainland Grenada, which is the Levera Ramsar Site Restoration Project, and of course we have the Sandy Island Oyster Bed MPA Restoration Project taking place in Carriacou.
The local communities here in Carriacou really value this area because of historical importance to them, and also because of the amount of livelihoods and also sustenance that comes from this marine protected area. The Grenada Coral Reef Foundation is mainly focused on marine conservation in Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The foundation also looks at bringing together local communities and having them involved in many of the conservation activities that they actually execute, because we believe that the people who are on the ground, who are part of the local communities, are ultimately the most important beneficiaries of healthy, functioning marine and coastal ecosystems. Sandy Island would have lost about 40% of its land area during Hurricane Beryl. And this is why this project really focuses on the restoration of Sandy Island. One of the main components of this project was the marine and terrestrial cleanup and also the revegetation of Sandy Island. So having that replanting activity as part of the project and having the local community involved was also critical, especially for the youths that were involved, to have that sense of ownership and community spirit towards actually stewarding the restoration of Sandy Island.
These organizations are primarily the ones who interact daily with our protected spaces, our delicate environmental spaces. And by virtue of that intimate interaction, they are better able to respond, lobby, mobilize, and encourage persons within those protected area spaces to understand why the conservation element is important, but also recognizing how its conservation is also directly linked to lives, livelihoods, and the sustainability of communities and the entire population on a whole.
I believe that what we have, that it's important for us to continue to try to protect it, but also to have efforts to help or to aid Mother Nature in that restoration and in that recovery.